Hello children, so today we are going to study in detail the different types of cells used in current electricity. The cells that are given in our syllabus are the dry cells, then you have lead acid cell and nickel cadmium cells. So out of this, the first one is the dry cell. The dry cell are used in our radios, wall clocks, torches, all these places we are utilizing them. These are available in 3 to 4 sizes, and the construction of a dry cell is somewhat like this diagram, what you can see in the background of the board, where you see what we have to take first of all is lead dry cell, and when we dissect it or we cut it and open it and we find that outside was just a coating that was very smooth and shiny with the company name on it, and inside we will find a whitish colored metal layer in it. This is zinc metal layer. You can see it's hidden. The zinc metal layer is inside. This is the negative terminal of the cell. This zinc is going to form the negative terminal of the cell. And carefully, after breaking open this layer, there is another layer inside. That is electrolyte is filled between these two layers. The electrolyte contains negatively charged and positively charged ions. These are the carriers of electricity. The electrolyte is a wet pulp of zinc chloride. The electrolyte is what? A wet pulp of zinc chloride. And it is wet, so you can understand how tightly it is being packed. And as well as along with this, it also has ammonium chloride. So these are the two chemicals that make this electrolyte in the dry cell. There is a graphite rod that you can see at the center of the cell. This is the positive terminal of the dry cell. A paste of manganese dioxide is present filled outside the rod, and because of the chemical reactions of all these chemicals, what all chemicals we have here, you can see graphite forming the positive terminal, electrolyte, zinc chloride plus ammonium chloride, then zinc metal powder, all these chemicals along with magnesium oxide, they react and electrical charge is produced on the two terminals of the graphite rod and zinc layer, and an electric current will start flowing from terminal to another terminal. Due to the wet pulp, what happens? The chemical reaction proceeds very slowly. Hence, a large electric current cannot be obtained from this. A small amount of electric current is produced that we can use for our small torches and small radios that can be run on it, or wall clocks or watches. Okay. And due to that, we can compare to the electric cells using liquids. The shelf life of dry cell is longer also. Dry cells are very convenient to use as these can be held in any direction with respect to the ground and can be used in mobile instruments also. In our mobiles, you all know, inside there is a battery, that's a dry cell. You can remove it if there is any problem of your mobile not working. You must have seen a square shape flat dry cell is present inside it. and it runs for a long term. Our next type of cell is lead acid cell. These lead and acid cell here, how it is designed, you can understand that this type of cell can be recharged also after again electrically dischargeable. So rechargeable cells you all must have seen. The lead acid cell contains a lead electrode and a lead oxide electrode, and both are dipped in dilute sulfuric acid. So if you want to study the structure of lead acid cell, here you see the setup is something like a trough in which the two electrodes are dipped and this fluid liquid is your H2SO4. This H2SO4 you see, you can see the first rod is of lead oxide, lead is PbO2, and the another electrode is simple lead, that is Pb. They are connected through wires and an amount of current is being formed. Up to 2 volt current has been measured, and this can be passed on from end to end. And positive terminal one will be, that is lead oxide, and negative terminal having lead. So this type of structure lead acid cell are having, and they can be recharged again and again. The lead acid cell contain a lead electrode and a lead oxide electrode. You can see the two electrodes. One is a lead electrode, another one is a lead oxide electrode. Okay. And then you see lead oxide carries a positive charge while lead carries a negative charge. Lead one electrode is having a negative charge. The potential difference between the these electrodes is nearly about 2 volt. 2 volt potential difference has been measured. Because of the chemical reaction between the substance of the cell, what happens? Electrical charge is produced on both the ends, electrodes, and electric current will flow through the lead, and a bulb can be glowed in the circuit. This kind of electric current have a capacity to deliver large amount of electricity compared to your simple dry cell. And hence lead acid cells are used in cars, trucks, motorcycles, and uninterrupted power supplies like your UPS, which we are using when the current is out of order. Okay. Then third one that we are going to see today is your nickel cadmium cell, NiCd, nickel, Ni, and Cd for cadmium cell. These days, a variety of gadgets are available which are required to be carried to different places. Such gadgets use nickel cadmium cells. The cell deliver about 1.2 volt potential difference, and they are also rechargeable. Then electric circuit, if we try to complete when a cell holder or electric bulb and a plug key are connected by connecting wires, then dry cell is fitted in the between the wires for creating certain amount of charge, and bulbs can be glowed with the help of that. We can even have a plug key for closing the current supply. This means that a current flow through the circuit and the bulb lights up. On the removal of the cell, the electric current flowing through the circuit stops as indicated by the bulb, which ceases to glow, stops to glow. This type of connection of electric component is called as electrical circuit. A circuit is can be studied. You all must have seen in your earlier class also. One positive terminal, another negative terminal, and the complete wiring can be made with a torch or a bulb in between. And electric circuit is also used in home supplies. However, the electric supply is made from outside. Instead of the electric cells, we can learn about how the connecting cells can be possible. Lithium-ion cells are also used in modern times. Equipments, for example, smartphone, then laptops, we are using lithium-ion cells. These cells can be recharged. More electrical energy can be stored in these cells as compared to nickel cadmium cell also. So lithium ion cell is modern time cell which is being used nowadays in mobile phones as well as your laptops, and we can utilize them. It can be very handy and carried with us anywhere, wherever necessary. So these are certain types of cells. Tomorrow we shall see how the cells can be connected will be connected in series or parallel. That we shall see in the next class, and which will be more effective. That also we are going to study in our further class. Okay. So bye all of you.